Arkansas, an outdoor paradise. People travel hundreds of miles to enjoy what, well, some of us take for granted. We aren't called the natural state without reason, with an abundance of rivers, lakes, and streams loaded with adventure. Scenic views that will take your breath away. Biking trails and back roads just begging to be discovered. Sit back and relax as Ray Tucker and longtime journalist Brian Hendricks explore our magnificent state with this week's edition of Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Great day to just lay out by the pool today, right, Brian?
No, it was a great day to lay on the couch with the air conditioning going. It was very. I was out a lot today, Ray. It's just too hot.
Were you doing a little fishing? No.
No, I was not.
Speaking of fishing, you got the big fisherman in here.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Grab your headset there, Amy.
Yeah, grab your headset and get on a mic. We're about to have some fun. All right.
Wait, hang on.
Turn the mic on.
That would help. All right, now try it.
Hello.
There's that golden voice. Runs in the family.
Well, I tell you what. No, I didn't fish today. I did a lot of other things, though, and it's just too hot. Too hot to fish. It's too hot to, all that.
Nice family show.
Right. So, but one thing we did do, and, last week, Ray, we had Ben Dubois of Cotter Elite Anglers on. He gave us some basic fly fishing instruction and tips and stuff on the White River. Well, Amy and I had an opportunity to fish with Ben Friday, excuse me. What day was it?
I'm not sure.
Thursday. And we waited for you, Ray, until
I couldn't go. And that's how I know it was Thursday.
Okay, so at about 1:30 in the afternoon, when we realized you weren't showing up, we managed to get in about 20 minutes of fishing, but it was awesome. So anyway, we've got.
Did you stop by Crazy's on the way here?
No.
What did you do?
So we had a great day of fishing, and now we've got Ben back with us. We kind of short-shrifted him last week. I think we didn't really get as much time to visit with him as we wanted, and he's not here now.
Damon, we have him online?
Nope, not yet.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will. What's all this over here?
Well,
number, please.
All right, hold on just a second here. Ray, hey, hold down the fort for a minute.
Meanwhile, I'm stopped by Jiffy Lube and see if I can get my oil changed.
Hold on, we'll be right back.
I say that, Amy, because oftentimes we talk about this is a well-oiled machine we're running here.
I can tell.
All right, let's talk about your experience. Is that the first time you've been on the White? Talk right into your microphone, girl.
I had been on the White before. Dad and my brother and I did a long Buffalo River trip from the top to the bottom, and we took out on the White. But I'd only been there for, long enough to get to the takeout point, really. So this was the first proper expedition.
All right, so if somebody's listening and never been on the White River, sell the White River to them right now.
Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. The day we went, it was a beautiful fog in the morning. We started off at about 7. The fog was over the river. There were all these birds in the trees, a whole tree full of buzzards, which they're not the prettiest birds, but it looked beautiful. Beautiful, clear, cold water. So gorgeous, Ray. You really missed out.
I've been there a number of times. It's hard to believe that people don't realize what we have in Arkansas, the White River, the Little Red River. They're two totally different rivers. One produces more big browns. But anyway, Ben was telling us about the size of the rainbows they've been catching.
Well, yeah, and we I don't know, we caught over 30. We kind of lose track after a little while. We've got Ben on the line right now. And so we're going to go up to Cotter, and, like I say, last week we kind of short-shrifted Ben Dubois just a little bit because we had such great guests on, and we got a little bit of a taste of the White River, but we went, Amy and I, fishing with Ben on Thursday, according to Ray. I don't know what day it was, but it was great. And Ben Dubois, welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Thanks for having me back.
We're doing good. And Amy's with us, so hey, we got the band back together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. How are you doing, Amy?
Great.
So
my hands still kind of hurt from the fly fishing. It was my first time doing
a little bit sore.
All right,
Yeah.
rate Amy as a fly fishing person.
She approached it with an open mind, everything I could ask for, and she improved greatly as the day went on. So I'd say by the end of the day, I'd give her an A. I'd give her an A for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, check that out.
Improved greatly is a great way to say you started off bad.
That's not
Hey,
exactly.
we all start somewhere.
I wouldn't say that at all. You started off not ever having done it before, and by the end of the day, you were competent and you were catching fish and you were having a good time, and that's all that matters, doesn't it, Ben?
That's right. Yes, sir. That's exactly right. No, she improved throughout the day and approached it with an open mind. Took some coaching here and there, and yeah, no, she did great.
And so the way that morning started is, we got up there and met you at 7 a.m., which means that we have to leave Little Rock at 4:30.
Yep.
Straight up. That's an early day.
That may be why I'm on with you.
That's an early start.
And I got all caffeined up. I had a couple of big things of coffee, and unfortunately, we didn't have time to stop for breakfast. So Amy got a little bit snarly, and
What? No.
so we
What kind
stopped.
of dad are you and feed your daughter?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
well, all right. So it happened. So we thank God for the little Cotter Trout Dock up there. They've got frozen candy bars and stuff. So we got us a Snicker bar, and waited till our teeth could get through it. So that took a little while, and so we got sugared up, caffeined up. So we start off there right about Cotter and the water over there, and Ben gives Amy some tutorials on how to cast, and it really didn't take very long before she was able to do it. So Ben, tell us, what the deal was there. We went down to Roundhouse Shoal, and as we go down river, give us a little history of these places and how they got their names.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we put in there at Cotter at the Big Spring Park. There, kind of under the historic bridge that was built there in 1930. And we went downriver and started fishing there, really in the Armstrong Hole, kind of idling through Roundhouse Shoals. And Roundhouse Shoals got its name from there was a big, large roundhouse there back in the early 1900s, and they could bring in locomotives and work on rail carts and stuff like that there. So it's a great wade-in public access we have here in Cotter, and it fishes very well out of the boat. I fish it a whole lot of days, but some really good fish there, good wade opportunity right here in the heart of Cotter. It's been a good start area for me. Seems like if you're kind of the first boat through there in the morning, you usually have some really solid drifts, and that's what we did. We were the first ones there. Seems like we hit it 2 or 3 drifts, but yeah, I would say, first drift right out the gate, probably 10 bites between the two of y'all, and the second drift, we're capitalizing on those bites even more so. So it was a great start to the morning.
Ben, when you talk about the White River and people that know a little bit about it, the first place that comes up is let's go to Cotter.
Yes, sir.
Now, why is that?
It's the trout fishing capital of the world.
Yep, yes, sir. It is. It's a very cool river town, very kind of fishy vibe down here. It's a smaller town, just a population a little over 900. There's a lodge here, a couple fly shops here, restaurants. It's kind of on a big peninsula. The river wraps around it there, but it's an old railroad town. It's kind of how it originated. It's here just probably 10, 15 minutes from Mountain Home. So great location, really good schools from everything I hear too. But it's quite the little river town here on the White River.
Yeah, it's got one of the city buildings there has got a big mural by the great Dwayne Hayda, and his name's on that.
Super.
Yes, sir. That's right.
He's
There's
super
several
artist.
mural paintings by Mr. Hayda, and those are awesome to check out, awesome to look at. Several statues of trout going up. I saw that you had photoed one of those. I think there's more of those going up here to come, from what I hear. But very cool artwork by Mr. Dwayne Hayda there.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're visiting with Ben Dubois of Cotter Elite Anglers. We'll be right back and talk a little more White River trout fishing.
just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. It's Shark Month 2 at Gwatney Buick GMC. Shark Month promises the biggest deals of the year and ready to take a bite out of your payment. New Invistas starting at under $24,000. Sink your teeth into Sierra 1500s, up to $15,000 off MSRP. Sharks can smell a deal for miles around, like all new Buicks on the lot at 0.9. Are you underwater? Let's trade. Canyons at just $249 per month and Sierras at 0%. It's Shark Month 2. And you're going to need a bigger truck. Call Gwatney Buick GMC at 501-945-4444. Gwatney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Stock number is 32616, 32661. Some offers require qualifying trade-in. Canyon is a low mileage lease. All offers with approved credit.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. The United States has been in the grip of World Cup fever recently as the soccer epicenter of the world came to North America. Record crowds, raucous celebrations, and a good run to the final 16 for the American squad made it a great tournament. Watching foreign visitors go gaga over barbecue, free chips and salsa, and endless refills reminds us all that there is more that we have in common than the things that might separate us. It's too bad these folks didn't have games in the natural state, because they would have loved Doublebee's. Breakfast Sammy's, Chester's Chicken, Big Rock Pizza, and amazing snacky treats would have made them fall in love with Arkansas. Doublebee's is America's best kept secret. Help get the word out, because Doublebee's is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Take it from Arkansas greats, Joe Klein and Pat Bradley.
The big national sports apps are now in Arkansas, taking over Oaklawn and Bentley, which are no longer local,
making Bet Saracen the only real local app.
And still Arkansans' fan fave.
Plus, Bet Saracen is still the official sports betting app of many of the state's colleges and universities.
Bet Saracen, built by Arkansans for Arkansans.
Bet with Arkansans. Bet with Bet Saracen.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you.
Brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we are going back to Cotter, Arkansas to visit with Ben Dubois of Cotter Elite Anglers. And before we get started, continuing on, tell folks how to get in touch with you and book a trip, Ben.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can find all my information at CotterEliteAnglers.com. You can find me on Facebook, just Ben Dubois, and there's also an Instagram page for Cotter Elite Anglers. That's got my contact info on there.
And thank you for correcting me on how to pronounce your name right there.
You are good.
Very tactfully done.
Do this for me, Ben. All right, so I book a trip to you, drive up to Cotter, take me from there, what the day consists of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'll get with you the evening before, and we'll make a plan kind of based off our water schedule. That usually fluctuates a lot of times day to day. So we'll make a plan on location, meeting time. Here lately, the bite's been pretty good in the morning, so I've been starting most mornings by 7, sometimes 6:30. On a full day trip, I've got lunch included with that. So usually we'll take a break, kind of midday around lunchtime, find some shade, pull up to Cotter, get under the pavilion, something like that, and eat some lunch. But 8-hour trips are kind of my most common. I offer 6-hour trips as well, and do half-day trips at 4 hours, which are a good thing to do this time of year. But I fish all up and down the river, not always here in Cotter, but here lately it's been a pretty good bite down here, and I enjoy this section of river. But I cover, I would say, probably the top 70 miles or so of the White River, definitely well down past the confluence. And I like fishing the North Fork as well. At times, the North Fork is a great option. Maybe the water schedule's a little better over there for what we're wanting to do, so that definitely comes into play too.
Do you have a different presentation you like to teach to your clients?
It kind of all depends on time of the year, but we do a lot of nymphing over here, and that's usually a very beginner-friendly way to teach. So when I'm doing that, most of the time I'm fishing tandem flies. My top fly is kind of more of a bigger, brighter attractor fly, and a lot of times I've got like a smaller midge or a smaller pheasant tail or something beneath that will end up catching usually majority of the fish, but that top fly plays a factor in just kind of lining the fish up for the bite, kind of shows the fish that smaller fly, that more subtle midge. But we do a lot of dry fly fishing too, a lot of hopper dropper fishing. This time of year is starting to get very good, better day by day. Go ahead.
When you say a midge, explain to our listening audience what a midge is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a midge is they're a small insect, kind of the size of a gnat or a mosquito, and they are on a fast life cycle. Those are the adults I'm talking about there. So they're on a fast life cycle where they reproduce about every 6 weeks. So the adult midges you see, they only live for a few days. They're busy mating, laying eggs. You'll see them tap in the water, laying eggs. And then that starts the new 6-week cycle. So most of the time when we're fishing midges, I'm fishing the aquatic larva version of the midge. So a small, it's not much more than some thread on a hook. Some versions are a little flashier, some are dulled down, but there's not a whole lot to it. Kind of what the true midges lack in size, they make up in numbers. There's lots of midges in the river, and that's something the trout are really always eating. It's something that is in the river kind of 365 days a year. That hatch is happening more days than not. Most of the time, for that to be an effective fly, I'm looking for the right amount of water, and that's typically the lower water. That's typically our 5,000 CFS or lighter. That's just when they're looking for smaller bugs. Majority of those fish are used to eating smaller bugs, so it's easier to feed them that.
You know, one of the things that you have taught me and some others too is the whole thing about fly fishing used to be almost like black magic. That, they wouldn't bite this on this day and that day, and you'd have to pump their stomach out to see what kind of fly they were, insects they were eating and everything. And I looked at your fly box with all that stuff in there, and it's like, okay, well, that a lot of stuff works out here.
There's a lot of options, yes, sir.
So,
there's a lot of options. And go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Keep on with your thought.
I was just saying there's a lot of options, and kind of the way that I have people cast and with the min and the presentation and stuff, that kind of just really keeps those smaller flies in that strike zone a little bit longer, keeps it closer to eye level with those fish longer. And what I tell people all the time, fish don't have hands, and if he's down there in a sweet spot, I bring a midge in front of his face. More than likely, he's going to open his mouth and eat it. He's not going to swim out of the way. So even if that's what's really not on the menu, something that's subtly presented in the right way, more times than not, he's going to eat that fly.
It gets very complicated as far as I'm concerned. I lived on the Little Red for 4.5 years, and
yes, sir.
I wasn't a midge guy. Maybe I should have learned to be a midge guy.
Well, it really is a fun way to fish.
It's so lightweight. How do you get it out there?
The way the fly rig. I'm going to let Ben talk about that, but the fly rig is designed to throw light stuff. That's what it does.
Well,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, those.
Hey, whoa. Let's not get into it just yet. Let's not get into it just yet. Well, we're going to take a break here at Ray Tucker's
All right.
Arkansas Outdoors. Stay with us, Ben, for one more segment, and we will be right back.
Everybody knows the Brad Hendricks Law Firm is famous for car wrecks, big truck crashes, and medical negligence cases. But they do a lot more than that. They help good people who can benefit from bankruptcy. And they also help older folks who had their Social Security claims denied. When you need a lawyer, call the firm that is pure Arkansas, where you won't ever be just a number. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, this is Chris Walker with Fence Brokers. Looking for top quality fencing at unbeatable prices? At Fence Brokers, we're your local fence distributor with everything you need. Wood, vinyl, chain link, ornamental iron, entry estate gates, access control, and more. Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourself homeowner, our staff of experts will help you find the perfect solutions for your project. Fast delivery, huge selection, and personalized service set us apart. Visit us in Bryant or find us at fencebrokers.com to submit a quote. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport, business travelers park fast at Expressway Airport parking. As you park, our shuttle picks you up, and a 60-second ride later, you're at the airport. Download our app and earn rewards. Simply scan the virtual gate pass to enter and scan again to exit. No waiting, and your receipt is emailed to you. Pay less than municipal airport parking at Expressway Airport parking, left of the airport entrance, next to the Comfort Inn.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Welcome back to Rick Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Time to talk to Neil Atkinson, Sarah's Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. Neil, I would say you're a non-busy time, but that's not factual.
Well, it's not as busy as far as the amount of games that people are betting on, but sure is busy getting ready for football season. Can you believe it is only 10 days into the Hall of Fame game, 40 days into the Razorbacks kick off their first game of the season, and it's just hard to believe it's already here. It's hot for it to be here, but maybe we can bring some football cool weather here in a little bit. But yeah, right now baseball is pretty big. Got the trade deadline a week from today, so that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on that. But yeah, football's going to get cranked up here, and it's going to get hot and heavy here pretty quick.
Every time I talk to you, you got new options.
Oh, we try to always do all sorts of options, and it's going to get pretty interesting this fall. I've been seeing a preview on the technology that we're going to unleash on BetSaris here a little bit in the fall. So stand by for news on that. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I think people are going to really, really like what we do coming up this football season. It may not be the beginning of football season, but I guarantee you before it's over with, there's going to be big news with BetSaris.
Right, and the hotel is open?
A lot of people staying in it. We were at capacity this weekend for the car giveaway, and taking a lot of bookings there. Of course, we got a lot of entertainment up. John Legend coming here in a couple of weeks, and plus more entertainment, and getting ready for a big poker tournament series this fall also.
All right, Neil, appreciate you as always. I know you'll have a super week, and I only get to talk to you twice a week on Mondays. But anyway, have a great week, okay?
All right, everybody, good luck on your parlays. Download the app and check the promo page.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we're back to Cotter, Arkansas with Ben Du Bois of Cotter Elite Anglers.
Well, hang on here. I'm running this ship right in the ground. Okay? All right, let me drop Neil here. Doesn't want to drop. Oh, wait. Okay. That's my bad. Nothing works now.
What do we do here? All right. Well, we were talking about fishing with Ben Du Bois, and we got his name correctly pronounced just about the time that we dropped the call here. We're punching buttons and we're talking trout fishing. So, one of the things we were talking about earlier was how fly fishing was always, kind of like witchcraft, where you go out and you have to get the fly just right. The size has to be just right. And are we back with Ben? And
yes, sir.
And
yes,
so,
sir, I'm back.
And so Ben is here to eradicate some of the mysteries of the witchcraft of fly fishing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's different rods kind of for the application, what kind of flies, what I'm throwing as far as line goes too. There's some differences there. But with the nymphing, I'm really liking the TFO 10-foot blue ribbon rods. I'm really liking their 5-weight. I got a couple of those I'm using a lot right now daily, and they're rigged up with the Orvis Pro 5-weight floating line. So that casts those small flies pretty easy. I mean, definitely still got to have the appropriate pause. Want to stop with that rod tip high, but it does a lot of the work for you.
Well,
That'll load that rod, and with that right pause, everything kind of glides back out your guides in front of you there. It's not too hard on you. Isn't that right, Amy?
Yeah. One of the things about, one of the things that I've always really struggled with fly fishing anywhere, whether it's wading or out of the boat, is that mending, and it's a constant thing. You got to keep that line right the whole time, and you're just constantly going. And I've just never been very good at it. You gave me that blue ribbon TFO, and it's longer than most, and it was just easy as could be just to flick it over the top and watch the line mend, and I did not have a problem with that this time out like I usually do.
Yes, sir. That extra length, it really helps mending, helps with some cast control, a little bit of distance on the cast, but it makes that mending much easier. With your standard rod kind of being that 9-foot length, the 10-foot I really like. I've got several 6-weights that are a 9.5-foot rod, and I can tell a bit of a difference there too. So definitely I'm a fan of those out of the boat. They seem like they make it a little less work for you, a little easier to mend, and just fishing out of a boat in general, kind of compared to the wade fishing. I'm not having to cast as much. I'm making my cast and I'm working several mends throughout my cast, but most of the time I'm able to keep that drift alive for 20, 30 yards, sometimes a little bit further, kind of depending on the flows and cross currents and stuff like that.
You know, you made a couple of comments about the Norfork has always been, you know, how it had that reputation for trophy fish. And some years ago, 20 years ago, it's like every month there was a line class record that came out of the Norfork. And you said you said it's kind of not what it was, but there's at this time of year especially, you think that a lot of trout migrate up into the Norfork.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do think a lot of those trout kind of come out of that confluence area or come out of the lower White River and start kind of coming up the up the Norfork River there just to stay in some cooler water. The Norfork's the tailwater also comes out of Norfork Lake there. But it's a smaller river. It's only 4.7 miles altogether, so it's easy to cover all in a day. It's a smaller river than the White River, more elevation dropping gain to it. So over there needs to be at least kind of 1 unit-ish running to be navigable by boat, by jet boat. Lower water than that, people really enjoy fishing it, wade fishing. They fish it from rafts and from drift boats and stuff like that. But when they run a little bit of water over there, it's a whole lot of fun out of the boat. A lot of the time we'll spend a little bit of time on the White there, and then maybe they're kicking on water at 9 or 10. So have a majority of our time spent up on the Norfork. But it's a great way to change it up, and there are some really good fish over there. A lot of really good-sized rainbows, definitely a good amount of cutthroat over there, and there's definitely some trophy browns. Typically, if I'm really going to swing for the big brown, I focus more on the White, but the Norfork's definitely not out of the question for it. There's definitely those trophy-sized fish over there, too.
Man, a lot of your business repeat business, or the internet been really good to you?
It has, yes, sir. It has been. A lot of my clients have been repeat clients, and that's been a whole lot of fun. Really getting to know those folks. Where it becomes more of a good friendship, or even almost like family. So that's been great, and I really enjoy that stuff. But definitely still getting new clients, which is great too. Definitely, I'm still trying to build my client books in general. So if you guys are looking for a trip or looking to learn how to fly fish, definitely think about Cotter Elite Anglers. I'd love to show you around these rivers over here.
You know, one thing that I've learned, and it was reinforced fishing with you, is that there's different things that go on in the river that you have to adapt to almost by the hour. So we had that early morning bite that you counted on and you predicted and you called it just right. Then other things start happening and kind of guide us through fish behavior, insect behavior through the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, with it getting hot, the early morning window, those fish are pretty active. The day we fished, it was pretty much min flow all day. It definitely was for us down in Cotter. That bump of water that evening didn't come on until, I think, 5 or 6 o'clock. So that wasn't getting there until later. But the fluctuating water changes things a lot for us. A lot of times we try to chase that bump and flow bite, trying to chase the new water. That can be very effective for us. A lot of times there'll be a good midge hatch in the morning, and then maybe that tapers off, and we start focusing on some deeper pools. For instance, that day we were fishing, we dropped all the way down below Rim Shoals and some of the deep water there, kind of above Crooked Creek, and we're doing some deeper nymphing with a girdle bug and a heavier pheasant tail, and I think that was how we caught that last pretty good brown that you had there, Brian, I'm pretty sure. But sometimes just changing tactics, getting deeper. When the water's higher, they'll start focusing on shade. We'll start trying to put hoppers and stuff real tight to the bank, underneath overhanging trees. A whole lot of the time, it's just kind of keeping a pulse on what bugs we got coming off, what bugs are active. Caddis have kind of been done with for a while, but the last few days I've kind of been running the caddis hatch in the morning downriver here. So definitely stuff like different caddis pupa patterns. A sexy waltz worm was a pretty good fly for me down there during that, but something that wasn't really expected, but definitely was prepared for. Had the flies in the box and was ready for it.
All right, Ben, we got 20 seconds left. Tell folks how they can get in touch with you.
Yes, sir. You can find my info at CotterEliteAnglers.com. You can find me on Instagram at CotterEliteAnglers or on Facebook at Ben DuBois.
All right, Ben, appreciate you very much. I will get to meet you face-to-face when it gets a little cooler, I can promise you that. All right, thanks, Ben.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors after this break. Stay with us.
Take it from Arkansas greats Joe Klein and Pat Bradley.
The big national sports apps are now in Arkansas, taking over Oaklawn and Bentley, which are no longer local.
Making Bet Saracen the only real local app.
Still Arkansans' fan fave.
Plus, Bet Saracen is still the official sports betting app of many of the state's colleges and universities.
Bet Saracen, built by Arkansans for Arkansans.
Bet with Arkansans. Bet with Bet Saracen.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, it's Shark Month 2 at Gwatney Buick GMC. Shark Month promises the biggest deals of the year and ready to take a bite out of your payment. New Invistas starting at under $24,000. Sink your teeth into Sierra 1500s, up to $15,000 off MSRP. Sharks can smell a deal for miles around, like all new Buicks on the lot at 0.9. Are you underwater? Let's trade. Canyons at just $249 per month and Sierras at 0%. It's Shark Month 2. And you're going to need a bigger truck. Call Gwatney Buick GMC at 501-945-4444. Gwatney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Stock numbers 32616, 32661. Some offers require qualifying trade-in. Canyon is a low mileage lease. All offers with approved credit.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
At the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, power isn't about profit, it's about people. We don't answer to Wall Street shareholders. We answer to our members. Every farm, home, and business matters to us. Every decision we make, every pole, every line, every light switched on is made to keep our members' power reliable and affordable. It's our members, living and working across Arkansas, that matter. We're better connected together because members matter. to the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
All right, we're going to talk a little. We're going to switch from trout to a little bass fishing here. That's Brian on the trumpet, by the way.
Tell you what, man, I'm rocking it on that trumpet. All right, we are with
Todd Baker.
Todd Baker, and he is a well-known bass angler from these parts. He's been with us before. He's brought show and tell tonight. We've got some things, but we're going to start off with talking about what hot weather bass fishing is like in Arkansas when it's 100 degrees out. You don't see many people out there doing it.
Yeah, they look at me kind of funny.
Yeah, but you can catch them, right? Mm-hmm. How do we go about doing that?
Go trout fishing, too.
Yeah,
it's cooler. Wear shorts and put your waders on and go below the dam. Trust me, you'll freeze to death. It's cold.
Yeah.
A lot of it in the summer, especially on the river, is flow. Because I went Saturday, the surface temperature
You're talking about the Arkansas River.
Yeah, the Arkansas River, yes. Yes, because I used to go to the White in the last 2 years. It's terrible. Don't ask me why. We went to one of the guys that went to Canada with us this year. He lives on the White. He said they don't know any rhyme or reason either. All the locals, it just the last 2 years have been terrible.
What part of the White are you talking about?
Anywhere from we usually fish around Duval's Bluff, anywhere they're down.
Oh, way down, okay.
Also up to Des Arc.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to go over there and catch Kentuckies or spots this time of year on a gets it just right and left. I mean, you could go over and fish till noon, you'd catch 40, just pitching in the junk all along the river. You go over there now and you might catch 5. It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. Part of it is 2, 3, 4 years ago, the river was level all summer long. It was 75 degrees all summer long. You know, they got real consistent where they'd get. 2 years ago, it was like a yo-yo. It'd be real high, real low, real high. There's no consistency to it. Kind of like this year, it was good, or the level was good. You get ready to go over there, it goes to 20-some feet at Duval's Bluff. I mean, you can't even get it. You don't even want to get out on the river.
All right, let's break this thing down a little bit. Early morning, what are you going to throw?
Early morning, this time of year especially. This is one of my favorite topwater baits. That's a Zara Spook Jr.
Well, that's been around a long time.
Oh God, yes, it's been longer than I think God invented this.
I might have one of those in my tackle box when I was a kid.
This one actually has saltwater hooks on it, and people ask me, why in the world do you throw saltwater hooks? Because they're a lot stouter than the other hooks, and occasionally where you're fishing, if you hook up 15, 20-pound striper, you're going to need saltwater. He'll strip the hooks out of it. You get a 5, 6-pound bass, they can hook the other ones out. This is just what they call walking bait. It tends to walk side to side. They call it walking the dog.
Does it do that automatically? You got to jerk it?
No, you have to you have to have a cadence with your rod and your reel. Yeah. It takes a little bit to learn it. There are a few people I've seen. I've got to where I can do it. I just like to move it more. I've seen people make us walk in one spot and not move very much. That is very good, especially when you're around jetties, when you got a little flow, because you can keep it there and
make it look like it's suspended.
Yeah, it kind of agitates the fish bad enough that they want to come. They just come hit it. A lot of times they're just pissed at it because it's sitting there. You know, I don't know, some people say like their wife's sitting there nagging them about going mowing the yard. This thing's just sitting there going bloop, 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 bloop above them, so they finally go hit it.
What an analogy.
Whether that works, whether that's true or not, I don't know. My wife mows the yard half the time, so I can't really use that. But there's bigger ones than this. Several years ago, we used to catch 24, 25-pound stripers on the river right up by the airport. We used what they call the super spook. You want to talk about something fun. It's like when they hit it, it's like throwing a cinder block in the water. I mean, they might blow it 2-3 foot out of the water. Or if they get it, the fight's on for a while because they're pretty big, pretty stout. But that bait right there is one of a lot of money in tournaments. Only bad thing is they do tend to come off occasionally because they don't get it that good sometimes. But, you know, you want to stop your heart. This is something like this or a pawpaw or a chugger type bait.
And they still making that?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times do they hit it before they finally take it? For me, it seems like the Tootsie Pop takes about 3.
Yes, it can. It just depends on how aggressive they're being that day. I mean, the hotter water slows them down. They're not as aggressive. I can tell you, I keep saying we go to Canada because it's like cheating, but smallmouth will actually jump over this bait trying to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
And you literally, they won't ever get the bait. And you have to keep working it, and they'll eventually come get it. I mean, Brad made a good point. I mean, you talk about something missing this. A smallmouth might says 5 or 6 times before it ever gets it.
Right.
But when you have one of these tied on in the morning and working it, if they're eating it, they're not just blowing up on it. A lot of times they'll just, I didn't bring a buzzbait too, which is a surface type topwater bait. A lot of times if they're just sucking it under, which is just
yep,
they're wanting it because they're just inhaling it. The ones that blow up on it usually are trying to kill it, then come back and get it. That's what a smallmouth does anyway.
So you like that better than a whopper plopper?
Yes. I have not ever caught much on it. There's times a whopper plopper's good, but this bait's been around like you said. Your grandpa probably had one.
You were talking about the 15-pound striper. I usually catch them on that bait when I've got it in the water and I've got a big backlash and it's just sitting there and I'm trying to get that out. That's usually when big boy hits.
Yep.
And so then it's a race to get the backlash out for the line breaks.
And there's all different color variation. It's just like any other bait, but an old bone one. I mean, I don't know.
It's my favorite color.
How good you can see that. That this bait's so bad the eye and it's loose. But
what else you got over there?
Another one this time of year when it gets warmed up is a deep diving crankbait.
Is that a Norman?
No, that's actually a custom painted lure by my fishing buddy Cletus Gartman.
Well, who made the body?
I don't know. He buys these somewhere from some witch doctor or something. But this bait right here, if you go with Cletus on the river and you don't have one of these tied on, he's gonna beat you. And you can throw it around jetties is the main thing. You can throw it on sandbar drops, but it's just it's got a little bit of a rattle in it.
Mm-hmm.
I like a little deeper rattle. It's just me.
Is that called a rattle trap or what?
No, it's just a noise in the bait. Some of them don't. Kevin Van Dam, he swore on one for years. It didn't have any noise in it.
I was going to ask you that. We're conditioned to really like noise and rattle in lures, but does it really matter?
To me, yes.
Yeah.
In clear water, I don't think it matters as much because they can see it better.
Mm.
But to me, it's the bait makes vibration anyway when it's going side to side in the water. In fact, if you real slow on top of the water, you'll see weight go out from it. Just kind of like that one when you're working it. But to me, the rattle matters because it, of course, I haven't got crazy enough to jump out of the boat and listen to the water when I'm fishing like some people do. Even some tour guys have done it this year. But
they've done what?
Well, it's a long story.
Okay.
They had this new hot bait tied on. They got it. They wanted to go down and get it because they didn't have any more. But we'll get to that.
That urchin thing?
Yeah, that urchin thing. Yeah.
All right, here. You remember that bait?
That's like you're in a whopper plopper up in a tree where you
That's
climb,
right, by golly.
that tree to get it.
You take your chainsaw with you so you can cut the tree down and get your bait back.
Well,
That's my son-in-law.
It almost came to that. I've never balanced a canoe. I was standing on the bow of this thing as far up as I could, with this all going on, and I got it. I did.
Did you video that?
No, no.
I should have.
You'd have been in excess, but
yeah. I don't know. We got a break coming up here, but I was going to ask you about a bait. You remember the one that Randy Howell won the Bassmaster Classic? I think it was Gunnersville, and it had like a chip inside it that sounded like. Or they said it sounded like shad.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, they don't even make it anymore.
We're going to be right back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we're talking some summertime bass fishing with Todd Baker of Little Rock. And stay here if you want to know how to do it. He knows.
Hi, this
this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where the hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. In 1903, the Wright brothers invented airplanes because in 1902, they took a road trip across the country with their family, says Bill Engvall. Road trips are as much a part of America as Stuckey's and Buc-ee's. So load up the car, stop by Double B's, which we have in Arkansas, and get out that Rand McNally Atlas. Or, if you're not a Luddite, get that GPS ready to be your guide, and putteth the hammer down. As the Turkish proverb teaches, no road is long with good company. You need some petrol? Double B's. You need a snack? Double B's. You need a drink? Double B's. You need a pit stop? Double B's. You need dozens of other things? Double B's. Because Double B's is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
Everybody knows the Brad Hendricks Law Firm is famous for car wrecks, big truck crashes, and medical negligence cases. But they do a lot more than that. They help good people who can benefit from bankruptcy. And they also help older folks who had their Social Security claims denied. When you need a lawyer, call the firm that is pure Arkansas, where you won't ever be just a number. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
The Arkansas Department of Transportation reminds you there is zero tolerance for handheld devices in highway construction zones, which are hands-free by law. And always slow down when you see orange barrels. Help us keep road workers and drivers safe. We all want to get home at the end of the day. Just remember, slow down, phone down. It only takes a second to change your life or someone else's. This message from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you.
Brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we're talking a little summertime bass fishing on the White River and the Arkansas River with Todd Baker.
I like the fact that you got show and tell tonight.
We got show and tell, and we've been through the Zara Spook and this.
I did this on my own, by the way, too.
Yeah, and this no-name crankbait here. Did we ever exactly explain how to use that thing?
Mainly on this, you probably, especially throwing around the rocks, you want to use at least. I throw them on 10-pound test line, but 12-pound fluorocarbon's really good. It's a little more sturdy because you got to get it in the rocks. Especially being hot. Like I said, the surface temperature on the river this weekend was 89 degrees. On the river, backwater was anywhere from 91 to 94. I don't know if I take a shower that hot, but
we were at West McNulty's place. We fished with those a lot.
Now that's cheating.
I don't
That's
remember.
another-
Yeah, no,
we
we.
did.
Well, okay.
I used to play golf against Wes.
But
That's another story.
Crankbaits can be really, really good.
So
and-
that's why you took up fishing?
No, no. Actually, I beat him every time we played against each other.
I hope he's listening.
I hope so too.
West McNulty.
I don't. It's just one of those. It's like I don't know what. Jack Nichols always beat somebody. They could never beat him. Wes and I mean, we were good friends. We just every time I just always beat him. It wasn't that I had it out for him, but
That's a strange way to put it.
it just happened.
No, we got this.
But this will probably run
Back to the
12,
crankbait,
about
right.
12, 15 foot deep, which this time of year you want to get it deeper. The water's cooler down there. I got to find out one day. I'll dive down there and find out. But it's this is a bait you want to have tied on all the time anyway. It's just a fish catching bait. Even in cold weather, it works. Just have to-
So how much difference does color make?
in dirty water, I don't know if it really matters. You think you'd want something bright. I tell you, you probably know too, fish. A lot of times on the river, a black crankbait was just murder. And I've even seen people, black ones with white polka dots on them. They say it's a crappie colored bait or something. It just, for some weird reason, a black with a little red in it was at times, I mean, it would outcatch something 10 to 1.
Right on the Arkansas River, some of the best spots.
Right now,
you don't have to give away your fishing hole, but what stretch of the river, from knocking down?
well, when you have my boat, everybody knows it because it's got a big name on the side of it. So, not my name, but everybody's like, "Oh, that's him." I don't. That usually I'm going 90 down the river, so everybody knows who it is. Like Dardanelle's the biggest name place because you can't really get around down by Dumas as much as you used to. There was a spot in Dumas called
Pendleton Ferry.
Yeah, and then back in the I haven't been down there so long. I used to duck hunt in it. Back where you hardly can get in anymore.
Oh, are you talking about Post Lake?
Yeah, well, Post Lake, and there's another backwater.
Marisac.
Marisac you can still get in. Not right now. It's probably covered up. Donnie's place down there is probably covered up with lily pads, lily pads and alligators.
So when does he work, Brian? He's talking about fishing and golf all the time.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, and you got some other things here. It looks like a chatterbait.
No, that's the other one I didn't bring because I could never catch crap on a chatterbait. I bought, and this is not a plug, I bought a Thunder Cricket and went out one day and had about 19 pounds the first time I used it. Needless to say, I own several Thunder Crickets now. Don't ask me why. I could not catch anything on a chatterbait.
You got a Thunder Cricket?
No, I didn't bring one.
Okay.
It basically looks like this with just a blade on top. It's just a called a vibrating jig. Strike King makes it.
So that's your swim jig?
This one, actually, my son-in-law got me throwing this. This is an 1/8 ounce. It's not as big as I normally throw. Another thing I really started throwing this year, and why I wasn't throwing this before, I don't know. Kind of like the other one. But this one's actually made by Greenie Baits or Greenie Lures or something like that. I just like it. I don't like a huge hook in one. Most of them have like a 5/0 hook. This one I think's a 3 or 4/0. It's plenty big, and you can vary whatever trailer. I mean, this is a Bass Pro trailer. It just kicks really well. This bait, it's amazing how slow you can work this bait, but it kind of emulates like a wounded shad going around the grass or something like that. I always like a little chartreuse in it because it's kind of like a shad. It's what it's emulating is a shad or bait fish or something around that. But first time I used this, I think I had 18 pounds on it.
If you were going fishing this weekend, where would you go?
Probably Dardanelle.
Are the pits still good to fish there? I don't really hear about those as much as you used to.
Yeah, they still are. They just get beat up all the time because, there's deep water and shallow water in there, and it's everything you want this time of year. You want both because usually in the morning they're up shallower trying to feed because they can, because of low light. It doesn't bother their eyes, all that. The rest of it, then they can move out deep, and in the pits, they don't have to move very far.
Mm-hmm.
They can move me to you and be in 20 foot of water. That's where, like a bigger worm. This is a 10-inch zoom worm. You would Texas rig it. It's like Ray was telling too, where I'd go if they were really ganged up there. You can go to jetties with flow off them with sandbar drops. Just throw this and crawl it down the. You might catch, 4 or 5 pounders on the river with this in an hour. if they're ganged up there. If they're not, then you're sitting out there working on your suntan this time of year, burning up.
And speaking of an hour, that one's flown by.
Todd Baker, thank you so much for coming in tonight, talking a little fishing. Hope you can do it again sometime real soon.
Anytime.
All right.
Brian just baited you. He wants to go fishing, okay? All right, folks, you have a great week. Be safe out there. Don't overheat. Watch for those thunderstorms. You happen to be out on the water. They pop up just about anywhere. And have a wonderful week.